Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Jared from Ninja Mafia Entertainment and Sean from Byron Barrow with me once again, the series regular. You got cast, it happened.
You are just loving the fact that I'm now a regular on your show, aren't you? You need more friends, Jared.
I have friends, but none of them want to show up except you. Appreciate it.
What about your faithful cameraman?
She's my fiance, and she shows up all the
And?
time.
That doesn't mean
No, I didn't like it. You said friends. I
Jason
didn't.
Christo, Jared.
You said friends. I thought you were talking like homies I hang out with. She's the person I'm in a relationship with, and I expect her to show up in everything and support me. Maybe I'm
So
thinking
what am I? Just some asshole partner then?
pretty much.
Wow, great.
You're a dick. Even you admit it.
Yeah, I'm a dick, but you know what? I'm lovable.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's why we get so many views.
Might be. Why the hell isn't my channel doing better than? Anyway,
Need to pimp your channel out. We gotta figure. Byron Barrow, go check it out.
gonna have an XCOM 2 review up soon, which I learned you don't know a whole lot about that.
I have no idea about XCOM.
Okay, well, XCOM 2 is, I'll just give you a quick overview. Aliens have invaded. The previous game was you trying to fight them off and kick them off Earth. Depending on what happened, either you did or you didn't. The sequel takes the story that you didn't, which is going to cheese a lot of people off, namely my brother, I know, because he fought like hell to get those alien bastards off the planet. No, it's grueling. The last one, XCOM Enemy Unknown, just absolutely set a bar. It's a real-time strategy game, and it is punishing to play through. It's fun, but it's punishing. The second one is a little more forgiving, and I'm going to recommend people pick this one up if they want to get into like real-time strategy and stuff like that. But no, one of the reasons I like this one so much is you can custom name people, and they've gone a lot bigger into customize appearance for this one.
Yeah.
And it allows you to do a lot of really cool designs and stuff. I've got you set up with your little beanie on. You got like a red bodysuit
I can dig it.
and a green assault rifle that I've nicknamed Ollie.
That's awesome. I'm excited to play this game.
That's
now.
amazing.
Well, the kicker is that there's character permadeath. So if you die on the battlefield, I can't bring you back the next time.
Oh wow.
So like I say, it's a little more forgiving this go around because it gives you the ability to carry your troops out if you can stabilize them. So there's something to be said about that, but
I'm gonna have to try hard then, man.
it can be a little hard. So far I've gone through, I haven't lost anybody, and I've got like my brother, you guys, a whole bunch of my old coworkers.
Just question. So basically, if he dies, does that mean he's gone forever? Or does that mean like he has to make a new character and everything? Or does that mean
Well,
he can restart the game and play?
Characters, which you can replace further on in the game. So I can hire more soldiers to come in, and I can rename them after him. But I
It
can't
basically won't be
remake
the
him.
same guy.
Right? It's somebody else.
For those
But-
of you who are wondering, Trudy's behind the camera.
Yeah.
She decided to be the camera woman for this one because this is just kind of off the top of our heads.
This is an impromptu podcast, so we're.
So you may hear me chime in every once in a while, but I'll be here.
Dude,
Cameraman should be seen and not heard, or better yet, neither.
the most amazing comic came out today.
What's up?
He-Man and the Thundercats.
Did you spooge a little bit when you were talking about
It
that?
was, dude, I
Did
didn't
be
even
sitting
know
this
this.
close?
You're fine. I didn't even know this was a thing until I found, like, I was.
And yet you just kind of made your O face for everybody on the internet there.
I've never even seen that face.
Whatever.
Eh, that's a lot right there.
Whatever. Dude,
So what's He-Man and the Thundercats about then,
Dude.
besides the obvious?
I haven't got a chance to crack into it yet.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I got it, like, right before we came here.
Okay.
Like, I was going through my comic website and seeing what came out this week and what I was going to get.
Okay.
And it was there, and I was like, what? DC, you did it again. Like, there's some things I can forgive you for. I mean, they gave me Batman and the Turtles, now they're giving me He-Man and the Thundercats.
Hey, who knows? Maybe this will turn out to be another fun one.
Maybe. I'm hoping, like,
Here's open.
DC.
You should start doing comic reviews.
I should.
You should.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just want to know why, DC. Why? Why do you do things to me? You know what I'm talking about. Why do you rebirth everything?
Well, what about the nice people at home? They might not know. There's
These-
somebody sitting at their computer or mobile phone wondering, what is this madman raving about?
I'm
Why is there a
raving
bearded
about-
idiot sitting next to him, listening to him talk about spooging his pants over the Thundercats and He-Man?
Well, I'm talking about how DC wants to reboot everything every 5 years. Ugh!
Are you still on about this?
I'm so mad, dude.
Hey, look at the bright side. If they do reboot this, we might finally get rid of some of the stupidity that was Countdown. Eh?
Only hope.
You saved it. You saved the spiral.
Maybe. I mean, I think we can universally agree Countdown was
Was
utter
awful.
crap. Really stupid, bad stuff that spawned a whole bunch of other bad stuff. There's some conversation about that on another video you can go watch. Jared put a link down in the description for the nice people at home.
I
Click
will,
that link. It's a lot of fun. We
You
talk
will
about
hear
comic
us
books.
talking about really bad comic books.
Yeah, we talk about some bad ones. But
Man, like a couple of comics are doing really good, and I like them. Some of them are just not doing well at
so what's
all.
doing good?
I like where Flash is going.
Most Flash doing.
It introduced a villain whose name is Godspeed. He's basically another Reverse Flash, but unlike the previous ones, he's better than the Flash. He has powers the Flash wants.
So he's Flash Plus.
Yeah, he can siphon Speed Force like a couple of them could, but also he can move so fast he can split himself into two.
I can see this working
Like,
good,
that's a-
or being a point where they write themselves into a corner, and knowing DC's writing staff.
Well,
that
it's
they
not
do,
like the
they-
dumb timeline remnant from season 2 that the Flash does. This man is so fast he can split his molecules and make two of himself, and it's like because at first you don't think it's this guy. Like somebody's going through and killing speedsters, and you don't think it's him because he's next to Barry the whole time in his superhero persona. Basically what happens is a lightning storm hits Central City, and it's a lightning Speed Force storm.
Okay.
Then it gives a handful of people super speed, and Barry's having to go through and retrain them because they have no idea what they're doing. Some want to use their powers for evil to rob banks and stuff like that. So he's got to like get a hold of them, lock the bad ones up, and then all of a sudden, about 3 issues in, somebody just comes through and starts killing everybody, killing all the speedsters, and they don't know why. And it's finally in issue 6, it's revealed that it was the guy who found Barry after the accident. And Barry was helping train him because he was the first one hit by the Speed Force storm. And little did he know, this whole time this guy was leading a double life as his ultimate villain too. It's 6 issues in, it's pretty good.
That's good. That's good.
Superman, they finally got rid of Superman's running a ridiculous storyline right now. Whereas, well, it's the new 52 Superman wasn't really Superman. He was like,
Are they doing that whole Eradicator, Metallo Superman
no,
deal like
he
they were
was-
doing after the death
he
of
was
Superman?
just like an alternate version of Superman that somehow got created, and he was that universe's main Superman for a little while. Because after Final Crisis, somehow Superman and Lois weren't affected by Flashpoint. Like they were in this own little bubble. So we had the real Superman and his wife and their son, and then you have these new, like somehow new ones got created. It's
Wait,
Flashpoint.
real Superman and his wife? I'm getting bad flashbacks to Act of God here.
Yeah, it's Superman and Lois has superpowers now.
Why does Lois have superpowers?
I don't know, but now she's Superwoman, and their son is the new Superboy. That man, Flashpoint did so much good, but it did so much wrong too.
It sounds like they're doing the whole Earth Prime deal.
Kind of.
Except now it's like 3 people with superpowers.
But what happened is like when this Superman died, the 52 one, the old Superman was like, well, maybe the world will get by without me. And then Lex Luthor tries to replace him, and it pisses him off. He's like, hell no. Let me bust out the suit and go fly to Metropolis and tell Luthor to screw off.
Oh, yeah. I've seen postings of parts of this comic where Superman's supposed to be retired and he's supposed to be living as Clark Kent. And he's like at a county fair or whatever with Lois and his kid or something.
Dude, it's
crap.
Ugh.
I don't know.
Dude.
Stories like that can be interesting, which I kind of like the idea of them playing around with Superman having to advance his life, which, for those of you who saw our comic review, comes in for my number one contention of bad comics and the reason why it is. But the working idea that you can't just stay the same character all the way through, and this is a way to advance him as a person. So I'm okay with that, but it sounds like they're not doing a whole lot of that. Just a lot of, oh, now he's just got this extra stuff. So he's like, what if Spider-Man were Superman?
Some of the storylines, like the one thing I really, really hate DC for doing, they killed my favorite speedster, or they erased him. He's not even there anymore, and it's Bart.
Oh,
it's Impulse, the second Kid Flash, the fourth Flash. For a little bit, he was the Flash.
I was gonna say Jesse Quick, but
they haven't touched on her either.
Really?
Like
wasn't she like
they touched on Bart?
Wasn't she second in command of the Teen Titans at one point?
I think so. There's
CEO
been so many variations of the Titans that it's hard to remember. But they gave a speedster in Teen Titans who they called Kid Flash, but he wasn't Bart Allen. He was from the future like Bart, but he was actually, his name was something ridiculous, and his backstory had to do with like warring planets, and he was like a double agent. And time in the past was like basically, I think, what's it called? Witness protection. That, like, they erase his memories and send him back in time. That's their future version of witness protection.
That doesn't sound like a very good idea of witness protection.
Well,
None of this sounds like a good idea, actually.
And then they take him and they put him on a prison planet. But it wasn't Bart.
What? If he's in witness protection, why the hell would you put him on a prison planet?
Well, he was, like, gonna testify to a council because he was a war criminal. But he was gonna testify who he was fighting for. Against who he was fighting for. Anyway,
This sounds needlessly complicated and
that
long-winded.
Flashpoint erased Bart Allen.
Okay, so this is kind of their way of trying to reintroduce Bart Allen.
Well,
without
it's like how
actually
they tried to reintroduce Wally West, and it was stupid. Nobody liked it, so they brought the old Wally back and it was like, oh, this wasn't that Wally, this is a cousin.
Do we need to get George Takei in from Command and Conquer 3?
Please. Like,
You are made of stupid.
exactly.
That's a great clip.
It's
If
just-
anybody wants to see something good, look that up.
Oh man, I hate just stupid pointlessness. And when they erase good characters, Bart.
Buddy, are you in the wrong medium for your favorite
I
storytelling?
know, dude. But Bart was the best character out of most of the Flashes, in my opinion. Bart had abilities none of the other ones had. At one time, he was the sole host of the Speed Force. He is faster than Barry and Wally, it was said, and he is the only one with a photographic memory. So Barry and all them, they can all speed read, but a couple hours later they forget everything that they just read because it's speed reading. Bart has a photographic memory, and
Okay.
he remembers everything he reads.
It's not how speed
It
reading
seems
works.
like the speed reading is kind of useless if you forget everything that you just read. Just saying.
Well, again, that's not really speed reading. That's more like speed looking than.
Yeah, it's kind of like speed
Well,
glancing.
it's like Bart is the only one who can successfully speed read and remember everything.
Okay.
You mean
It's
speed glance
He was
and
so
remember?
well written, and Flashpoint by Bart. It's like Flashpoint by Wally. Flashpoint by whoever else they got rid of. They got rid of a lot of people in Flashpoint. And it's just like, why?
I'm going to make a little comic book for you that's a little anatomical doll, and I'm just going to hold it up and just open it up and say, all right, turn to the page where Flashpoint touched you the hardest.
At least I'm not still bit up about Starfleet.
Hey, you shut your mouth. You shut your whore mouth. Still Flame is amazing.
The one-time villain. Did you see the picture?
I did.
With Dr.
I
Rockstone.
did. I want an actual comic made. I want that.
What?
Snowflake, the movie.
Hey, it should happen.
There's a lot of movies that shouldn't happen that do.
Yeah. DC one shots. You know what you must do.
Oh man, are you ready for the next animated movies?
What are they doing?
Justice League Dark, and finally, like 8 years later, they pulled the script out and brushed the dust off it. We're getting Teen Titans: The Judas Contract.
This long? It took them this long to get to the Judas contract?
Well, what they're gonna do is
What are they going to do with this as a show? Because they change a lot of stuff in production.
it's not gonna be
So-
like originally. This was gonna be a Teen Titans movie for the animated series,
Right.
like that we had on Cartoon Network. Now it's gonna be for Damian and his team. The team from Justice League versus Teen Titans. So we're getting a,
Can
but
we be done with Damien? Like, honestly.
I want Tim Drake in the freaking stories. They have not done Tim Drake in one movie except those stupid Batman Unlimited movies, which are aimed at little kids.
Look, just be glad that for all the awful that Flashpoint incurred, it also released a little hiccup that kind of conveniently ignores Identity Crisis. So Tim Drake still has a dad.
Yeah.
Be glad about that shit, because that was... Identity Crisis did a lot of things good, but it also did a lot of things stupid. So that being one of them, a beloved character's pointless death that didn't need to happen. We got about 10 minutes before we get a wrap. God, no. Identity Crisis makes me... I liked it when I first read it, and then I went back and read it, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. What?
That's Brad Meltzer for you, man.
I know. That's what happens when you get a novel writer to write a comic book, but that's neither here nor there.
And Justice League Dark, I think it's going to be good because they.
Okay, what is Justice League Dark? I haven't heard about this.
They're a version of the Justice League that deals with the supernatural. So you have John Constantine, Zatanna, Deadman, Etrigan. You have them, and I think Batman.
Why?
Detective stuff.
What?
Like
There's other friggin' detectives. Jesus. Why not Mr. Terrific?
I don't know. We are getting Mr. Terrific in the new season of Arrow, though. Like the guy is finally going to transition from being the nerdy computer kind of bronze medal athlete to being like a street vigilante. But
I'm sure that's transition will go over smooth as glass.
maybe not.
DC
TV.
Yeah, I gave up trying to follow Arrow.
Man.
What's going on in Arrow right now? Catch me up.
Let's see. Where'd you stop?
Season 1.
Okay, season 2. He fights Slade. Slade's alive. He fights Slade. Slade's the big bad for season 2.
Okay.
Season 3 is where it's very obvious that they're trying to make him Batman by having the main villain of the season be Ra's al Ghul. And he wants to eliminate Starling, just like he tried to eliminate Gotham in Batman Begins. That's also, you get the introduction of the Atom and the exit of Arsenal. Because basically the League frames Arrow for doing a bunch of stuff that he didn't do. Like they all got a hold of it, like a form of his like they all wore his costume, like made costumes that looked like his.
So essentially what they did was the exact same premise that Malcolm Merlyn did in season 1, where he kind of dressed up like Arrow and went around doing bad things, except they had multiple people do it.
Yeah, pretty much. But they were all in like the green leather and the hood and everything like that. And Roy took like they. That's also where Lance found out that Oliver was Green Arrow, but Roy took the rap for it, and they faked his death in prison. And then season 4 was Damien Dark. and that's when they killed Laurel off. But
Characters I don't know or care about dying.
yeah, they killed Laurel off, and Thea became Speedy. Well, she became Speedy at the end of season 3.
Yeah, that sounds like Ducey.
And now Oliver's the mayor now.
Oh,
And
he's finally mayor of Starling City.
it's Star City now.
Oh, it's Star City.
When Ray Palmer supposedly died in the explosion,
Mhm.
when he really just was screwing around with this technology and shrunk himself.
Mhm.
Yeah, they don't get into like the whole atom being big or small until the end of season 3. Like it's a super suit like Tony's for like the first part of season 3.
Mm.
But now they have it to he can shrink, grow, do all that good stuff. That's pretty much it. Him and Felicity are always on and off. Speedy's got her own problems.
Is this one that they're going to try and make a heroin addict out of?
I don't know. I hope they go back to the basics, and it looks like they're going to on this season. I'm really hoping they just kind of.
I will give anything if there's a shot of Green Arrow coming through a window with Speedy with a little rubber band around her arm going, "My God, Speedy's a junkie!"
Well, they touched on it already a little bit in season 1 where Thea had some drug problems, but that was also to set up.
I
her to
guarantee you they're going to try and roll this into it.
I don't know, with Flashpoint, you never know! Because now we have a TV version of Flashpoint. Which, it wasn't even...
You're not making me want to watch Flash season any more than...
Spoiler alert. Dude, friggin' The Flash season 3 starts off with Flashpoint. He's been living in this world for 3 months that he changed the timeline to. And Joe's life sucks. Wally's the Flash now. But Barry still has his super speed. And he's got freaking Thawne locked up. Iris has no clue who he is because they didn't live together. They weren't close. He kind of bumps into her. Friggin' Cisco's a billionaire, and Caitlin's an eye doctor.
So essentially, only one of these people actually got an upgrade to their status quo.
But thank God, this season is not going to be a speedster as the villain. The Rival shows up in episode 1, and he takes his mask off. There's no mystery to who it is. I don't have to go the whole season and be like, oh, it was this guy I trusted. Not gonna happen. It's just some random dude who is the Rival, which I don't even understand because the Rival is Jay Garrick's Reverse Flash. But I think we're getting more Jay Garrick this season too. But thank God he is not the big bad.
You sound like you really needed to get this off your chest.
I did. I'm just so happy it's not a speedster's not the bad guy this season.
Did you really start talking about season 2 without me? Or season 3?
Well, we're going to do a very own review of it. We're going to do a review for it.
I can't believe you. I'm so betrayed right now.
I'm
angered
just
the
talking.
cameraman, Jared.
I'm just talking a little bit about it.
Betrayed my tiny trust.
I'm sorry.
It's broken.
I had to get it off my chest. And, like,
I restrained
the
myself.
biggest thing that there's... at the end of the episode, it took an hour for him to realize, oh, this was a bad idea. But it also reminded me that Grant Gustin is a good actor.
Oh, that's good.
Because you can see the torment in his face when he looks at Thawne and tells him, I need you to go back and kill my mom. You can see the torment in his face. But
Imagine that conversation went well.
we're going to get, we're very much getting a ripple effect because at the end of the episode,
Oh, no, not the time ripples. That didn't make any
he
sense the
gets
first
back.
time.
He gets back and he's talking to Joe and Wally and he's like, "Where's Iris?" And Joe looks at him and goes, "That's not funny. I'm gonna chop that up to grief. I'm going to bed. I'll see you 2 in the morning." And then Barry looks at Wally and is like, "What the hell, dude?" And he's like, "You know they don't talk anymore, man. What's wrong with you?" It's like ripple effect. And that's how Flashpoint is going to affect the other shows too.
So it's not going to have like actual lasting effects. It's going to be this stupid One Tree Hill drama BS that I don't watch Arrow for. So now I can't watch The Flash for it. God.
No, just you just ruined his faith in
No.
Flash. You
I
have
had
to
a lot of faith to begin with. At least it was fun. I liked The
Okay.
Flash because it was fun.
Okay.
I stopped watching Arrow because it became nothing but, oh my God, I love you. No, you don't. I'm talking you can't love me. But I do. No. And I was just like, all I want to do is see a guy in a green leotard jump around and shoot arrows at drug dealers and arms pushers. That's all I really want. I'm a simple man. You give me some superhero antics, whatever. And the Flash delivered that. He was super quick. He beat up the bad guys, saved the day. I was like, you know what? I like it. Give me some more. And they did for the most part. But if they're going to start this BS,
Sean, just keep watching it.
I will watch,
I think
do your reviews, but I am protesting this right now.
I think I'm just.
No,
I'm
no.
probably mad because I'm such a hardcore fan, and I'm just really not happy. But I mean, I know we're gonna see the lasting effects next episode. Felicity's coming next episode to jump on over and be like, "Hey," and then Barry's gonna have to explain to somebody what the hell is going on.
Why not Wally? He's another speedster. You should know.
I don't think he has his powers anymore.
He's not. He
God
doesn't.
He
damn
undid
it.
Flashpoint.
He undid Flashpoint, so he's no longer.
I
a
think
speedster.
Wally is still going to get the powers because he got hit by the Speed Force last season where he blew up. Plus, there's also a hint we're getting Jesse Quick because apparently this guy was on the set and he said he saw Jesse Quick in her costume.
No, sir, why not? What?
I didn't know you didn't watch Arrow anymore.
No, I gave up on Arrow in season 2. I got like a quarter of the way through it and was like, you know what? I'm done.
But that's
I
Jared's favorite
am
show.
absolutely Dunyan Rings. That's why I named his gun in XCOM 2 Ollie after Oliver Queen because I knew he enjoyed it. And I just had to make him look like the Flash. And so,
Actually, some would
yeah, I
say
know
I'm
it's
the
reverse
reverse.
Flash, but whatever. But you
Jared
enjoy the
loves
Flash
it.
universe, and so that's why I was like, you know what? I'll
So what are you gonna do in the reviews?
Well, apparently I'm going to watch the show and just get mad.
Begrudgingly
because
do
that's
the
what people
review.
want. You don't actually want to hear what we have to say as people. All you want to see is people get mad. Well, guess what? You get your wish. You get it all. Yeah, just pull the little puppet strings on marionette. Dance, you little monkey. Dance. Yeah, that's all you want to see.
Oh man, we're off the top.
The puppet master's in control.
Dude, our off the top videos always come out so great. I love these when we do this.
I hate you.
I'm so sorry that you hate me.
Oh, so am I. I just want to have superheroes be superheroes, not
Brooding?
Not everybody has to be Batman, damn it! Not everybody needs dark and tortured. That's why I like the Flash. He was bright and he was colorful and he was funny.
Do
And,
you watch Supergirl?
No, I haven't picked up on
That's
that.
the
yet.
one
I'm
we watch.
She's bright.
I'm waiting for Hulu to put the entire season up so I can watch
Netflix
it.
has it.
Netflix has it.
Netflix has it?
Yep.
Okay, then I'm watching it. I'll binge it this week.
And then you can start whenever
The
Supergirl.
Flash crossover on that was even fun.
Oh yeah, it was.
Like, this is the first, episode of The Flash that I just didn't. I liked it, but I didn't have fun.
I actually was one of the people
This
who
is-
didn't want to do Supergirl at first, and I
This is
did.
the start. This is how it begins.
Well, I mean,
The fire that turns good men cold.
oh, bloody. That was a-
The best Batman reference you see is the one you don't see coming.
which is another show that you should avoid, Gotham.
Yeah, I've been avoiding that. I took one look at that and I was just like, this is gonna suck.
It's one of those that it's.
I don't understand why you still watch it.
I got to one part in the first episode and I was like, I'm out. And it's the part where they
If you
kill
look
Bruce
at it-
Wayne's parents, and young Catwoman looks on, and he goes, no!
And the blood is shaped like a bat.
And the blood is shaped like a bat, and I'm like, and out.
Dude, I just...
This series is going nowhere.
Man, it's one of those, if you watch it, don't look at it as
No, that's not
a
true. That's not true.
superhero show.
I
Look at it
watched-
as like a crime drama.
I watched up to the point where they introduced Harvey Bullock and Jim Gordon. And I don't like who they've got to play Jim Gordon. I think he looks way too young, and I don't like his accent. And
Well, he's really, like,
He's
this
way-
is the beginning of Gordon's career, though.
yeah, but he shouldn't be in Gotham then. He should be off somewhere else. Because if they're gonna be doing the whole year one thing, which is sort of what they were doing, then he didn't transfer to Gotham until...
They need a time skip, man. Just put the kid in the suit, let him be Batman.
No more Batman. No more Batman. I'm done. I'm tired of Batman.
Oh
We
God.
haven't had...
Batman doesn't need to happen anymore. The world functions without Batman, damn it.
Oh
We
God.
have, like, Bat family members on every other show.
Yeah, and I don't want them.
Oh
Get them
God.
out.
Oh God.
Just shove them out of the elevator. I don't care.
Oh God.
So you would want to see Nightwing in a Teen Titans show?
Yeah, if it were Teen Titans, but it's not Teen Titans.
I want to see a Teen Titans show, but
I would love to see a Teen Titans show too. You know why? Because Teen Titans actually have good stories and good writing.
TNT
For the most part.
TNT canceled it. They didn't even shoot the pilot, and they already let it go.
Probably
like-
retaining rights. Same reason they started the whole Fantastic Four movie.
No, they didn't shoot it.
Oh, they didn't shoot any of it?
No. They had like maybe 2 people cast, and there was a lot of people saying Colton Haynes, Arsenal was going to go over, but they just called it quits on the show for no reason.
Well, TNT really doesn't do much in the way of logic for the
Whoa.
show, so
It'll probably, man, all the superhero shows end up
it'll probably
going to
crop up
CW.
later. But yeah,
That's going to be like our...
I'm done. I'm done with
Why do
Batman.
they even have Teen Titans Go? What is the point of that show?
It's a comedy.
It
It's
makes no sense.
It's a little bit comedy. I enjoy it. It's fun.
I don't like it.
I was way too hardcore with the Teen Titans and Young Justice fan. Like,
Yeah, well,
I played it once to torture him
I hated it. I hated every second of it.
because they were singing about waffles.
Okay. I'm ambivalent towards it. I've seen a couple that I kind of grinned at, the jokes, and the fact that they keep it within an 11-minute runtime. I'm like, yeah, you know, whatever. They're short stories. They get their point across. They don't sully any characters dramatically, so I'll let it slide. It's a fun show. I'll work with it. But yeah, no, I am absolutely done. I'm done with Batman. If they do is if they try and bring up his origin at all in the next movie, I'm walking out of the theater. I don't care if we have to do a review of it. Yeah, I will review up to the point where that
You'll
happens.
be like, okay, well, this is the part where
If it's if it's 5 minutes into it, I'm just gonna be like, well, those trailers were awesome. Didn't see much after that.
People have always really set up the DC movie universe. Here's how they basically did it. Iron Man, Civil War, Guardians of the Galaxy. That's basically how DC did theirs, because you get Man of Steel, Batman v Superman,
Yeah.
and Suicide Squad. That was very much like, if you want to compare it to any movies,
Yeah.
they're almost clones of each other, except DC's isn't written well.
And they're not fun.
Nope, they're not fun. They're dark. Everybody has to be dark and broody because life sucks.
Yeah.
I am DC. DC!
Yeah, I was actually listening to a kind of an overarching discussion about the comics industry from SF Debris the other night. And he talks a lot about the rise and fall of the comic empire in this, and mostly how Marvel functioned. But at one point, DC was so financially in the toilet for their comics, they were actually contemplating letting Marvel write them. Because Marvel was just selling so much better than their comics.
Stan Lee did
DC.
do a stint with them. He wrote
He did. He wrote
versions of the
alternate
Justice.
versions, which I haven't read. But if you want, I can direct you to some videos that another comic reviewer does.
Also,
And there are a lot. Superman's was okay. Wonder Woman's was decent. The two best ones were Batman and The Flash. And even The Flash was but it still came out like beating the spread for what makes a comic bad. And Batman's was just all around fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Luke Cage meets Spider-Man.
Isn't that why they killed Superman off? Is because DC was in the toilet?
Well, that was one of them.
And they killed him off.
Death
Like,
of Superman.
They Death of Superman.
Well, they
buried
did that
him to
because-
Lois Lane and made Lex Luthor president.
Well,
All
those
of
are some of the repercussions that
publicity.
happened out of those. But yeah, it was mostly a publicity stunt. But honestly, comics were doing the same thing. The big catalyst was that was honestly the big catalyst that started the whole big shock and awe campaigns. That's why we had things like Secret Wars come out and Clone Saga and stuff come out. Just things that were so unprecedented in what their comics were doing at that point. Which I will absolutely give Death of Superman this. It's a really good story. If you've never read it, I really urge you to go out and read a copy. And my mother has one of the black Mylar bags of Death of Superman. And I'm pretty sure that when she dies, she's not leaving that to anybody. It's probably going into a funeral pyre with her just to spite me with all her freaking epic magazines, which had some of the best freaking talent from Marvel. No, have you ever seen Epic Comics? They were a large magazine format, and they would showcase up and coming talent within Marvel and comics production. And it was meant to tell some very out there stories that didn't connect in any way to the Marvel canon, and they wouldn't fit well in their own books. But it gave showcasing some new talent and new people, and gave them a chance to get some new lifeblood out there, especially at the time when the direct market was starting to come in a little bit.
Yeah. Why do you think? Let me ask you this: why do you think Marvel does so well with their movies and everything, and all the other comic book companies don't do so great? Like IDW, Spawn was meh, and then like Spawn was a decent movie, but I mean,
Right.
if they did it now, the effects would definitely be much better.
I should hope so, because those effects look shitty.
Like
for the time.
DC's
And I grade on a curve with movies, so.
DC's movies are just meh. And now you have the Valiant comic universe trying to launch their own stuff too.
Who's getting a movie from Valiant?
Exo Manowar and Blood.
When are they doing this?
I don't know. Also,
Are they doing the stupid reboot, or are they doing the original Roman Centurion who gets a suit of space armor?
I think the original.
Oh, that kicks
And
ass!
they're doing Bloodsport.
You guys are at 37 minutes.
You guess who they cast as Bloodsport though?
Oh,
Tommy, the Green Ranger. Jason David Frey. The pictures look good, but apparently they are trying to launch theirs. But I don't know how well it's going to go, because pretty much everybody but Marvel bombs with their comic book movies.
well, I think that comes down to a big problem that Marvel had a lot of problems with their movie production, and just production in general, especially, which I would recommend you go and listen to The Rise and Fall of the Comic Empire by S.F. Dupree. He goes into a lot more in depth about it.
Yeah.
But it goes into how Marvel hit dire straits and just basically skid row for the longest time.
Yeah, they filed for bankruptcy.
They filed for bankruptcy, and was even then they didn't get a lot back until very, very recently, like within the last 10 years. They just
Well, with all the movie success.
well, that's why the movies were primarily put into production, but they were given to somebody who understood and loved the comics aspect of it and wanted to see that translated to the screen. What I think is happening now is more people from the screen are looking at the comics and going, yeah, we can put that up there. And they're not. And because DC has fallen so far behind with
their universe, it's just kind of, let's jump into it.
Yeah.
Like there was no setup, there was nothing really. Essentially, you had, like, we're gonna get a Wonder Woman movie, I think, right before we jump into the Justice League, and then there's 3 characters in the Justice League that haven't even been touched on.
And
Yeah.
they're talking about Harley Quinn
I mean, and if they
getting
do,
her
like,
own movie.
Yeah, Harley Quinn's supposed to get her own movie, and if they do like Justice League War, it might work, but I don't know.
Oh,
What?
I just looked up who created Bloodsport. John Byrne.
Mm.
I'll be damned.
How long do we have this room, guys?
Till about 5 minutes ago. So I think that's probably going to do it for our
Just our
mini-cast,
impromptu.
our impromptu podcast. There you go. John Byrne made the Bloodsport. Sorry if I messed up his name there. No, he's one of the most influential people in comics.
And
Him and Chris Claremont helped revitalize X-Men. Byrne is the one who came up with the Dark Phoenix saga.
Yeah, Bloodsport is supposed to be like a web series, and then I think Man-O-War is getting his own movie.
I want to see the Man of War stuff. Who knows? Maybe we'll get something. Maybe we'll get something good out of it. Hopefully, we won't see anything from Rob Liefeld on the screen.
Well, yeah, I think some companies are just trying way too hard to be Marvel.
Yeah. Well, therein I think lies the biggest problem is.
They're like Valiant's doing it, and also now you have Lionsgate trying to jumpstart a Power Rangers franchise, like movie franchise, and you also have Universal trying to launch a Monsters team up.
Yeah.
That one's not gonna make any
real,
sense.
Real on board for that.
Well, like their start movie was supposed to be Dracula Untold, and it did really bad in the States, but it did well overseas.
It was kind of an awful movie.
Well, like they're contemplating if that was going to be the first one, because at the end you do see him in present day, and Luke Evans is a really popular actor right now. Like he's Gaston in Beauty and the Beast, the live action one.
All right.
The one that they're about to do and release? Or is it already released?
They need to stop. Quit copying Marvel.
Well, I just think that they need to have that love of the source material back. They need to stop focusing on like the big hitters. They need to look at the minutia of it all and
That's why
what makes
Deadpool
comic work. That's what made Deadpool work. It's what made Iron Man and Captain America work. They didn't look at the Winter Soldier as their first movie. They didn't look at well, they sort of did an Iron Man. They looked at a very smaller subset for a bigger story with the Ironmonger for its story, but it came from a storyline that not a lot of people know about because Ironmonger was like the dovetailed end of Demon in a Bottle.
Yeah.
You guys are at 42 minutes.
Oh crap, we really do gotta wrap this up. Our camera doesn't have a lot of shooting space left on its memory. But yeah, I think DC just needs to get somebody who understands its source material more and who wants to see these characters told rather than these stories, because if you'll notice they're doing a lot of the big hits like Year One, Dark Knight Returns, and stuff like that, and hopefully we'll
They're
see.
talking about Under the Red Hood.
Yeah, and they're wanting to go for their big names when they need to start with their smaller names and grow that brand. Like Batman, the very first one, the 1989, didn't follow like The Killing Joke or any of the big popular series at the time. It told its own story.
Yeah.
And that's what DC needs to do. It needs to tell its own stories.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Because they have some wonderful ones.
guess that is going to wrap it up. Just kind of our random thoughts off the top of our head. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe and check out our other videos. And when you're done with that, hop over to this guy's channel where you're going to get some crossover action where we play Batman.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
If you do go, just be careful. The audio sounds a little sketchy. I kind of had to salvage it I had to salvage the game audio and video. So
I couldn't stop laughing.
We tried.
We'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for
Laters.
watching.